Hello guys, in this tutorial we are about to do a countdown. This countdown is going to be the same no matter the time zone of the user. So anybody that come to your website, we have the same countdown no matter where they are. So this is an example of the countdown. I'm going to show you this countdown there's no big deal in this countdown. So I'm going to show you the effect of this countdown, the problem within this countdown. So as I am now, I set a countdown to 2 hours. As you can see, this is my JavaScript. This is October 13. I set it to 18 o'clock, which is 6 o'clock. So, and this, it is 6 o'clock. So I'm doing this video on October 13, and my current time is 15:41. So if I change my time zone now, this is my time zone. Let me reduce it so you can see. This is my time zone. If I change my time zone to another time zone, sorry. So let me choose this time zone now. I've changed it. If I refresh, look at these hours and minutes. If I refresh, now I have 11 hours. What? My default time zone in my country is West Africa. It's West Africa, 11 hours, but I want my countdown to be the same thing for all the people around the world. But when the time zone is changing, the countdown is also changing. So let me also change it to another time zone to be able to see. So I'm changing to this time zone now. If I save and refresh, it's already expired. What? Like seriously? My time is already expired. My count is already expired for some time zone. So watch this video and we are going to fix that with simple logic. Thank you. Welcome back. So this is the template I'm going to use for the countdown. The JavaScript, I've deleted all my previous code. So this is the code. If I refresh now, there's nothing. It's going to show nothing. So go to your search engine, your favorite search engine. Just search for JS countdown, W3 school countdown. Click on it. Then copy the code. No, this code is the one that we are going to modify. It's not exactly this code, okay? It's not exactly this code. So just copy everything, the script, the JavaScript part, copy it. Copy it. Go to your JavaScript. I've already linked my JavaScript at the bottom. So you will do the same thing. So Command V. Okay, I think it's good. So this code now, you have to modify some part. This demo document get element by ID. As you can see on my page, on my HTML, I have this ID of count. So change your own to your. You can also name your own demo, but I'm going to rename it to count. Count. Okay. Now, if I refresh the page now, the countdown should be working. Yeah, the countdown is working. Good. Okay, so back to the code. So this code now, put it inside a function. So I'm going to call a function. I'll give it a name of countdown. The parameter does not have a parameter for now. So we'll do the parameter. So embed everything inside a function. Button. So now everything is inside a function now. So you should also do the same thing. Am I too fast? No. So everything is inside a function now. So we are going to call this function now. We are going to call it with just by the name countdown. So call it, save it, refresh. Nothing should change. Nothing should change. Yeah, nothing should change. So I've already shown you at the beginning when I change the time zone, our countdown keep changing. So instead of using January 5, 2022, I'm going to change it to the one that is significant. So I'm going to use October 14. Today is 13. I just want a countdown of a day, 2021. So 1537 is okay too. 1537 is okay. So if I refresh now, so we have 1 day, 12 hours, according to the time zone I am. So if I change to my correct time zone, which is West Africa time, so if I find it, West Africa, West Africa, oh no, I've passed it, West Africa, okay, this is it, West Central Africa. So now if I refresh, we have 1 day, 12 hours before. Let's see, we have 23 hours, 23 hours. So let's get things done. Open, I'm going to put this link in the description, okay? So I think is gist, or let me see if I can find it, gist.github. So this is it. This is the countdown that we want to get. So this is it, countdown.js. Click on it. Okay, so we've already copied this countdown from W3 school. It still looks the same thing, but this is what we want. We want this function, this another function to get that will resolve our problem. This function, this is what we want. So you can also download everything and check, read the comments, do a lot of stuff. So this is what we want. This function, just copy it. So we've already have this countdown function. So this is another function. Now paste it. Get correct time. This is our function again. So before you can use this function, you have to know your time zone first. Okay, you have to know your time zone of set. So, and to know your time zone of set, I will just copy this. I will make everything simple. Just be watching me. Okay, I'll copy this, get time zone of set. Okay, I'll copy this. Copy the two variables at the top. I'll copy these two variables at the top. So I'll paste it below this countdown, and then I'm going to alert. So if you are working on a website, you have to know the time zone of set that you want to be using. In my own case, it is West Africa time zone, and it is already in West Africa time zone. So I'm going to see the time zone of set of this West Central Africa, because that's what I want my default countdown should be. So in your own case, if your time zone of set is maybe Amman, so you also do the same thing, but my own is West Central Africa. So I'm going to alert this time zone of set just to see. We don't actually need it, but you have to know your time zone of set first before you can use this get correct time. Okay, it's not hard, just calm down. So we have this time zone, it's got a new date. Then we want to get the time zone of set. Then I want to alert it. So I want to see my own time zone of set. So refresh. I want to see, I have -60. So that means my own time zone of set is -60. In your own case, it may be +60. In your own case, it may be +120. In my own case, it is -60. So note it. This -60 is our default time zone of set. Maybe you are working for a client, okay, and you want your time zone, the client time zone of set is you have to know maybe by googling or searching the country of your client, you can easily know their time zone they are using there. Then change your time zone to their time zone. Okay, change your time zone to their time zone so that you're able to know their time zone of set, because we want this countdown to be based on the owner or the admin or the base of the website, the country of the website. So assuming I'm building a website now, I want my website to be based on this West African time. So that's why I'm getting this time zone of set minus 60. So I've already noted down minus 60. So we don't need anything again. So this minus 60, so I'm going to remove it since I've known my time zone of set minus 60. So minus 60, remember. So I'll just comment it here. My time zone sorry, is minus 60. Don't forget the sign. Is it that minus or plus? It's very important. Okay, since we know our time zone to be minus 60, now go to the function that you've copied from here. This function that we copied. So go there, and we are going to change some things there. So you can see there's a comment here. If your time zone of set is negative, use less than, else change to greater than. Let me increase the font so that you can see. Okay, so this if n is less than 0. If your time zone of set is minus, then use less than, or else if your time zone is positive, use greater than. I think it's simple, right? So my own time zone is minus 60. So I'm going to use less than, which is already at less than. Good for me. So if your own is positive, you are going to use greater than. Don't forget that. You are going to use greater than. So let's continue. We don't need to change anything. So we have another comment here. If your time zone of set is negative, then use minus, or else use positive. If your time zone of set is negative, use minus, else change to positive. So let's see. So actually. So if your time zone of set is positive, then change this negative to positive. But my own, it was minus 60. I'll show you again, minus 60. So I'm going to use the minus there. So let's say another comment. If your time zone of set is negative, then use positive, else change to negative. So it's also happened here. If your time zone of set is negative, leave it as positive. If your time zone of set is positive, you have to change this to negative. So I think it's simple now. Remain the last comment. If your time zone of set is negative, use positive, else change to negative. So my own time zone is negative. I'm leaving it as positive. If your own is positive, maybe plus 120, then you have to change this to negative. So that's all we want. We've known our time zone of set. We've known everything. So to call this function now, this is what we need. Get correct time. Then we are going to pass our time zone. Don't pass the sign, just the value. Don't pass the sign, just the value. So 60. My own time zone is minus 60. Just pass the 60. Okay, just pass the 60. That's what we want. Now, I'm going to... So this variable now, this is what we want to change. This now, instead of new date, we are going to delete this. Okay, so bring this guy here, paste it there, put it inside a variable because something was returned. Oh, what's all this? Sorry about that. So I'm going to put inside a variable, maybe variable time now. It's got to get correct time. So variable now should be time now. Okay, should be time now. That's it. We've done it. So we've changed our noun to get the correct time of the user. So leave the rest as it is. You may go through it and change some things as your wish, but this is just what we need now. So that's all. Yeah, that's all. Now if I save it and refresh, notice we have 2 hours and 23 hours 17 minutes. If I change my time zone to another time zone now, so if I change to another time zone now, you have 10 hours. Oh, though I've now refreshed that. Let me refresh. So after I refresh, you can see you still have 23 minutes. If I change to another time zone now, if I refresh, it's still 23 minutes. Though it's changing. The reason why it's changing is because the correct time is not getting the correct time. It's getting the correct time when the interval is changing. So, and to avoid that, when I change my time zone, you can see if I refresh, it's still at 23 hours. It's still at 23 hours. Nothing is going to change no matter the time zone I change to. But the first time you change to a different time zone, the time may change 6 hours. But if you refresh, it's going back to 23 hours. Okay. But to avoid that, whenever you change your time zone, we are going to use this simple trick. So remove this guy from here. Paste it outside the function. Okay. Then I think that's it. So now if you refresh, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but if I change my time zone, now, you see, I change my time zone, the countdown is still going. So now if I refresh, okay, oh, I think there's an error. That's why the countdown is not going. Okay, maybe we should just leave it how it was before. So we've done it. No matter the time zone I change it to, I'm still getting the same exact 23 hours. Exact 23 hours. So, but the first time you change to your time zone, but who want to be changing the time zone all the time just to see the effect? But when maybe you're in another country now, you go to a particular website. When the page refresh, it's going to give you the correct countdown. But if you not change the time zone, the countdown may change. But once you refresh, everything will go back to normal. Even if you change your time zone, everything will go back to normal. So this is the function that is helping us get current time. Is the function that is helping us. But the limitation for this function is if you change your time, well, it's not going to dictate that. It's not going to correct that. If you change your time, maybe you change it to 1 hour later, maybe your time is not correct. It's not going to do that. It's not going to change that. But this function is only useful for your time zone differences. Do you understand? So if your time zone is different, it's going to make sure that you are using the correct time zone. So if you like this video and if this function really help you, I'm going to put the link of this function and the description. If this function really help you, this get correct time really helps you, then you can like and subscribe to this channel. So on my next video, we are going to be getting the time zone. We are going to be getting the countdown from our database. Instead of getting the countdown from here, instead of setting the countdown from here, we are going to be getting it from our database. So that you can dynamically, maybe you are doing an offer, you can dynamically change your countdown to anything. So we are going to be fetching this countdown from our database on my next video. So if you like, please subscribe, and if you don't like, dislike as well. I want your comments. You can also comment and let me see your review on what do you think. Am I too fast? No, I don't think I'm too fast. So thank you very much for watching.